Now you should be able to hear me there. What's up, guys? Welcome. I am the founder and head trader of NewAgeWallStreet.com. My name is Cruz. How are y'all doing tonight? I know that this is gonna be a while till we get like a good crowd that comes every week and stuff. So, if you could do me a favor, go ahead and share and like the chat. And we got a pretty good topic here. I'm just eating some ice cream. I haven't eaten much today, so I'm gonna go to the gym after this. Needed some Johnny Han. What's up, bro? Gonna go to the gym after this, so I needed some quick carbs. I don't care if you guys call me a fat fuck today. That's what I usually get. That's what I usually get called here on YouTube. But welcome, everyone. This is the Tuesday evening. You look professional. I know, bro. Mr. Smith, what's up? Nice to see you, dude. All right, bro. Welcome to the Tuesday evening trading masterclass here with me. We're going to talk about something a little bit different that we're kind of talking about today during the chat. And I'm hitting the gym in a few too, back and biceps. I did back and biceps yesterday, so today is legs, dude. And it's actually raining outside, so surprise, surprise, it's raining. Which is rare, I think, out here. So it's like 100 degrees and humid. It's 88 degrees and humid if you could see the bottom of my screen here. Oh, you guys can't see it yet, but you will see it. But a topic that we're talking about this morning in the chat room was sometimes some people just don't get like one second. Some people just aren't good at predicting where the market's going to go, right? So like, taking long trades or taking put trades on which way the direction is going to go. But sometimes we're really, really good at knowing that where it won't go, right? We absolutely know where it won't go. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today. I also made a YouTube video about this the other day, which was Monday. Damn, that was just yesterday. There's a lot that happened today so far. A lot. If you guys knew everything, I'm going to write a book about my life, man. I kind of decided that. If you guys know how to get published really big, I think my book would be pretty badass. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get started here. Just to let you know, just a couple of housekeeping things real quick. We do this every Tuesdays and Thursdays in the evening, 7 p.m. Eastern. We'll do a masterclass, kind of just topic thing that we talk about. If you guys have questions or things that you're working on in your trading, we'll go ahead and answer those after that. Also, as well, on tomorrow we're going to be trading live, so we'll be trading live on YouTube tomorrow. If you want to come hang out tomorrow, starting at 8:30 Eastern, we will be live. We'll be live trading together. Okay, it should be fun as well because of CPI. So CPI is going to drop during pre-market, so should be pretty fun, right? Let's go ahead and get over here to the chart. Switch my screen over here. Give me a second. All right. I call it having a pulse on the market. So like just bad with like the sentiment stuff or whatever. Yeah, dude. So we're going to be talking about AMC here a little bit. So we've talked about the open interest stuff a little bit. We talked about it last week with kind of options 101 thing that we talked about, right? And I think there was actually something that we were going to talk about today that someone had told me. I forgot. Totally forgot. But someone had given me a topic and I forgot what it was going to be today. If you remember what it is, tell me and I'll make a thing for it for Thursday. But we're going to be talking about AMC today, right? So this is like the hot topic. Everyone's talking about AMC, that it moved up yesterday. They're offering some type of different instrument to be able to be traded and stuff, and it's all BS. Honestly, I think that the CEO should be locked up. He's blatantly, he knows who his shareholders or people who will buy his company. He knows who they are and how to pump them up and get them to do what he wants. I wouldn't be surprised if they're trying to perform some type of liquidity event where they dump some shares and do an offering. But this is what we're looking at here, guys, is that this is our option chain. So it starts from the bottom numbers here. It works its way up. And then to the right side is puts. To the left side is calls. And this is where you bet if you want to see the ticker move up, right? So let's look at the chart here real quick for AMC. Oops. I learned a new trick on the chart, dude. You could, oh, maybe, oh, there it is. Oh, how come it does it on my other one? It doesn't do it on this one. Oh, I guess I didn't learn a new trick. Sorry. So, my ice cream melting. All right. So AMC started running up here after earnings. They dropped down, and that's when they announced those new, the new type of class of shares that they're offering or what have you. And then it took off and it broke above the. I wanted it to break above 17 in order for it to get going. You could see right here, this is the last resistance, and where it's had a hard time from 17 to 20, right? Broke 20, and then we got this spike up here. 27, I believe, which was like in pre-market or the prior day. Yeah, so at the open the other day, right? So when I seen this, and I seen that where 25 is going to be always be a psychological number, right? So whole numbers like 100, 10, so like 10 multiples of 10, 100, 200, 300, 400, whatever. Have numbers, so like 50, 50, 150, 250, etc. And then quarter numbers, which would be like 25, 75, etc., etc. Those are always going to be psychological numbers where people are looking at for reaction for the trade, right? So when I seen this spike up here, I was talking about selling some premium. So we're selling instead of buying to open on your calls, you sell to open. So basically, you're playing market maker and you're selling those shares. Now, when this popped up here, I seen that there wasn't very much volume. It came back down. It got smashed back down. And then we could see that the open interest right here is at on the 25. This is where the biggest open interest was to the upside, right? So this is what we call a call wall. So a call wall is right here on this AMC. All the market makers that are in here, everyone that's written these contracts are the market makers here, and they're betting that the ticker is going to stay down below this number, right? So in this instance, what we're talking about as far as our topic today, the people that are selling these contracts are not betting on the direction of the trade. They're betting that it will not go above this and stay above this by the end of the week expiration on the 12th. They're betting where it won't go. It won't go above here. It will stay below here. Does that make sense? So that is a big reason why you do bet he goes to jail. I don't know, dude. We'll see. So you're betting that it stays down lower, okay? So then I took that position. I sold 25 calls, and that day it did pop up a little bit over, but I wasn't really. So we had these little pops right here, this one right here, but I wasn't really too worried about it. It's Monday. Usually my rules say that you should not do this until about Wednesday if you're playing on the weeklies, but I was pretty confident on this that I was not gonna. I had some time in order for it to stay under the 25. I was willing to risk it because the premium is, more premium or extrinsic value in the premium, I should say, on Monday than on Wednesday. So it made more sense. No, so I sell them naked, dude. So we're gonna get into that in the thing too. So the risk of that. So with that, I sold those, and then yesterday after hours it did pop up here just a little bit in after hours. Then we got the sell right here, pre-market little, we call this a gap down smackdown setup, pushed up to the PDC, and then never even try to get back above this level at all. Now we're getting into where tomorrow's Wednesday. I don't believe that we're gonna get a big enough run to get back up to this 25. Anyone back above these level are bag holders right now. So there's going to be too much overhead supply in order for them to create a demand to get back up here to this 25. So I'm looking pretty good. So as long as the price stays under 25, I make the money on the premium. So basically, the way that this works is you come over and you look at your Greeks here, and then you can see here on the 25, and mine's going to be a little bit different because I got them on Monday. But for every contract that's in here, these are 93 cents. I bought mine at $2.75. They closed at 93 cents. So for every day that goes by, you're going to lose 33 cents per contract of that premium. So this is how much you're going to gain if you sold those contracts per day. So you're going to earn $33 per contract per day. Does that make sense? What about the front side that wants to go past 25 from profit? Those guys are the ones that are on Wall Street bets, and they're trying to YOLO those out the money calls. But the thing is, and the reason why this works a lot more efficiently is because if you're a retail trader and you're buying just calls, right? So you're buying to open calls, you're spending all your money on those calls. So 25, say you buy 25 calls, right? So say you have a $5,000 account, whatever. I don't know what the average ape has in their account, but $5,000, right? Now, you don't have enough money to be able to influence the actual ticker in order to force it to close above 25 or even up higher than that in order for you to stay in profit. Does that make sense? Most of the market makers, most of the option writers, that the big players that are in here, they have to trade on margin in order to be able to actually even sell the premium. So that means they have to actually be able to afford the shares that they're selling in the contracts, because if not, then you could get margin called, you could go ahead and get assigned, and then that's a huge headache. And if you get assigned those shares, then you could buy those. So the market makers that are in there that are selling the calls, what they will do is anytime this pops up over 25, they have enough money to be able to say, okay, we're not making money in our option position. We're going to go ahead and short the actual equity. They short the equity, and then they're making money both ways of shorting the equity and getting it underneath the call wall area. Does that make sense? So we're making a way for us to be able to make a bet on where the market will not go, right? So most of the time, you kind of have a counterintuitive thinking of where the market will go. Is what you're trying to bet is like, I think that we're holding support, so I think that we're gonna bounce and then go up, right? But all you're doing in this type of instance, whenever you're selling this premium, is that you're making a bet on where the market will not go. It will not go above here. With this, I'm gonna suck this up here real quick. With this, I kind of want to take into account. I'm gonna bring up the spot gamma, and we're gonna look at the SPY. And this is kind of like what we talked about here in our trading room today in the Discord, which is $84. You guys can sign up month to month. I think it's the best value in all of trading, to be 100% honest. You get to learn how to trade equities and options for one price. It's really, really nice. So we're going to go ahead and look at the SPY, and actually we'll click on this little button here, and then hopefully it'll pull up. Wall resistance, yep. All right. So these are the gamma levels here for the SPY, right? So if you got, it might be a little bit small for you on the screen, but you guys can see right here that at this 410 level, it's pretty dang big, right? So pretty big, big gamma right here on the SPY. Then the next point to the upside is right here at, actually, excuse me, this is the 400. I'm getting kind of, excuse me, 410. And then this one right here is about 415. So 415. And then right here we have 420. So these areas are support and resistance levels that we have within the market, where the market is actually respecting. Now the big huge one right here, right? The big huge one we have right here is the 400. So as of right now, we can make a bet that more than likely, right? So nothing is absolutely certain in the market. We could, get nuked by Russia or China next week or tomorrow, and the market goes down to 200, right? But current state, everything going on, this is our big support. The market probably will not go down. So based off of everything that I just said and explained on AMC, how would you position yourself with the options if this is the theory and this is the way that you're trading? Anyone that wants to answer. No, no one. Okay, so so then we could actually sell puts, right? So we could sell 400 puts because the inverse of the puts, if you sell them to open, you're betting that the price is going to stay above. It's not going to go below 400, right? So you're so again, we're betting that where the market will not go. It will not go under 400. It doesn't matter how far it goes up above 400, but you're betting that it will not go below 400. It doesn't matter as long as those contracts expire above 400 by whenever you put on there, right? So that's a way that you could make that kind of inference there and be able to make money like where you think that the market is not going. Now, obviously this is a little bit more advanced of selling premium, things like that for the market. Oh, this is a pretty, there it goes, a little bit better here where you could actually see this a little bit better, but it's a little bit more advanced like that, right? But how can you position yourself as well if you're buying to open your contracts instead of selling to open your contracts? You just know where the support and resistance is, right? So if we come over to the SPY today and we look at the SPY we outlined, I think I even have the game plan in our room here. You guys could see, I'll show you our little Discord right here. This says our Tuesday game plan. SPY gap down a little bit to start the day. 415 is our resistance area. 413 is our area of interest, and then 410 are the key levels in this area. We'll look for gap down, smack down type setups at the open on SPY up to about the PDC level, right? Now the PDC level I was not 100% correct on, so it did not get all the way up to that level. Oh, it did. Oh, it did in this candle. But it did do the gap down, smack down type setup that we do like in the room. It pushed up here to the point of liquidity and then went down. So even this trade, just line to line from the pivot to the the S1, would have been a really nice trade. Now, where exactly was the support right here on the SPY today? Anytime it got even close down here towards the 410, there was a bid that popped up. You could see right here the volume come in to push this back up. Right down here in this area, this volume came in this area to push it back up. Look at this volume right here, push it back up. Anytime it try to get back up to that 410, the bid is sitting there in order to get it back up because those the gamma is sitting right here at the 410. So the put sellers, right? The put sellers are sitting there at the 410 and they need it to expire above that, and they're going to do everything they can to keep the market above at that area, right? So if you know where the support is, right? You know where the support is, then you could also position yourself on a buy to open type scenario of you taking a trade on the support level down here on the 410. Now I know that this is a chop day. It was really, really, really bullshit, but I mean, at the very least, you could keep yourself safe and you're not trying to buy puts for it to break 410, right? Because more than likely that's not going to go ahead and happen. You're not buying puts to go ahead and go below 410 down here for the breakout in this area, right? You're just going to get frustrated because the theta is eating you up, and it just keeps bouncing here in this area. Make sense? Green line and pink line are support. Good question, Chongo. So this is the pivot right here, and then this is the S1. So we talked about the other day the way that the pivots are calculated, right? And I could come and just make it to where it is only the daily ones that we have. So the purple one is the pivot. Then you have R1 and then R2, and then down you have S1 and then S2. Yep, buy its apart and buy resistance. Please do not buy breakouts, guys. I know I'm a breakout trader, but I do not buy the actual breakout. I'm buying at the support of the channel, and then usually taking profit at the top of the channel at the breakout point. And then once it does break out and confirm, then we could go ahead and hold on and let it do its thing. So please don't do that. Does it make sense? Usually your best trades. I think there was someone that was talking about that failed breakouts are usually the best shorts. I agree 100%, but I don't. It's not something that I got back tested and gone through and to watch over and over and over again to feel like I got confident to have it as an edge. So, but I do agree 100%. Any questions on what we talked about on how this relates to how I titled the topic, betting where the market will not go, right? So the market will not go under 410. AMC will not go above 25. IWM, yeah, we could take a look. It is hot in here, guys. I don't, the AC, like, it's like on a planner, like a schedule. Yeah, this is a really nice trade to the downside right here. If you're talking about today. Oh, and I see what you're talking about. So like this breakout right here, push up and then fail. See what you're talking about. Cool. Again, any questions on these concepts or anything of what I'm talking about? Selling premium. Oh, let's get to the risk factors and things about premium and all these things, right? And so you could definitely sell naked premium. So you could definitely, one of the questions that was asked when we were talking about this in the room is what you need in order to be able to do it. You need a margin account, and you need to you need a margin account, and you need to have level 3 option clearing. So old school brokers will usually send you like a packet and you go through it and you have to sign that you read through it or whatever. Newer brokers like Trady, was it Tasty Trade, Robinhood, Webull, they usually have videos for you to watch that educate you a little bit better on the risks and things like that, right? It's mostly so that you can't sue them. Your losses could be infinite if the trade goes against you and you're selling premium. Please do not do that. If you do not have a very big grasp on concepts of risk management, please do not do it. Once it gets over those levels, and or even trying to buy things, please do not also, I guess this goes along with it, is buying, or excuse me, of selling premium that is in the money already, right? So like if we're talking about this AMC, I did take it a little bit above here, this 25. I was pretty confident, and I had the high to be able to risk off of and give it some room because it was going to be a swing trade. But at the same time, you should be selling premium that is out the money, if that makes sense. Yeah, if for things like this, guys, on your trades, you could actually call your broker, or you could send them a message or anything like that, and you could tell them if you to set a max loss holistically for your whole account. So I don't know if a lot of people knew that, but you could set a max loss for your trades and for your whole account, and then they'll automatically now it'll be a market order, but they'll automatically execute you to get out. To have a stop loss on the selling the naked call. Yes, exactly. Daily Ford. You want to look at Ford? What are you seeing on Ford, bro? So Ford actually had news today that they're delaying, or excuse me, they're raising the price of the F-150 because of significant change of price of materials for the electric F-150, and I think that's why we got this big downward move here today. I think that's just going to be temporary. We are just testing the bottom of this like little flag area. Not to, if we do wind up losing the bottom of this flag area, which maybe is $15, under $15, yes, we have a little bit of a gap, but still looking good. You got to keep track of that kind of news that's coming out on it, but just technically that's what I'm seeing here. We could come and look at the, oh dude, where's my market profile? So the market profile, so the point of control is right here at the 15, which we talked about. So so if we could flag and go sideways a little bit off of this 15 and then continue going up, that would be preferable. Can you set max loss to 0? Yeah, I mean, then you wouldn't be able to place a trade. I actually do that. So I actually do that whenever I'm having a hard time in the market. I have two ways that I do that, and this is risk management where it gets a little bit more advanced, and I hope you guys could take advantage of something like this. So I have a time. So usually I'm done trading by around 10:30, 10:30 my time now here in Texas. So after that time, and I haven't done it since I lived here, but in New Mexico, after that 9:30 time, my buying power would actually be cut down to 25%. So there's absolutely no way that I could take a significant loss on my account. So that's one way, is by a certain time of day that you cut your buying power, your broker cuts your buying power by that time, or you're able to tell them to cut off all your buying power and then don't let you turn it back on at all. So then you can't take any other trades, right? So how many people have trouble with like FOMO and over trading and things like that? That's a game changer if you want to enable something like that for yourself, where you tell the broker where, after this time, just take off all my buying power and then that's it. But now with that means that if you're at a loss for the day, right? So say you took a pretty significant loss and then it comes to that time frame, then you're just you're going to have to eat the loss that you had from the day, right? And sometimes that sucks because that, maybe you see a setup that is coming and would have wiped out those losses. You just, maybe took a 3-strike rule or something. And then that, third or fourth trade would have been the profitable one. It does hurt a little bit, but you could still do it. So we've all been there, right? And sometimes we have to protect ourselves from ourselves. And, the guys in my room have heard me, like I had an Alexa that said I couldn't take trades until 10 minutes into the open. The buying power thing we're just talking about, I have a bunch of little things that I'll do, even like on the DAS, on the DAS platform. There's a little lock on it that locks your montage. And I know it's just a button, but it's like a mental cue. Like, okay, do you really want to do that? Do you ever sway away from the 3-strike rule if you see a really good setup? I mean, I'm human, dude. I'm definitely human. The 3-strike rule can't necessarily be put programmed in. I don't think you could program it, and your broker is not going to do something like that. So. Of course, I'm guilty of breaking my own rules from time to time, but that's absolutely horrible when you get rewarded for doing it, because then it builds up a tolerance of being like, oh, I won last time, I could do it again. You know what I mean? Of course, I'm definitely guilty of that. That happened to me today, right? I talked to you guys and I said I was at 3-strike rule, and then I took one more trade. And that trade was a loss too. And I was like, okay, well, it didn't work. You know what I mean? So, but Alberto, we were talking about him today too, that he's been really good with his stop outs and things like that. He took a really small loss today. I think if we look in our chat, let me see over here. He said, feels really good to have a controlled red day. Only down 1R, can easily make it back. Just got to wait for a setup. dude, you don't have to have a winning trade to feel good about yourself as a trader every day. Like he felt good that he respected his plan. He's only down 1R, and he comes back and hits a setup tomorrow. It's not even going to be a thing anymore. I'm working on a small account challenge, 500 to 5K, and he just said suggesting to take such challenge. Yeah, don't make it a challenge. Once you call it a challenge or you say that there's some type of challenge to it, you've already lost. Like the yeah, the purple candles could also go ahead and be wrong too. So that's actually where I took the fourth trade today. So I believe it was right here. So I took the either right here or right here. I was like, oh man, this looks really good. Apple's pushing up. Tesla started pushing up really nicely. Everything was looking pretty bullish. I was like, okay, let's go. And this is my setup. Like I was seeing, seeing stars for us to get back up to 413, and I ate shit for it. Um, so the nothing is 100% certain in this game, dude. But the purple candles, more often than not, they do offer you an edge. And what was I saying? Yeah, don't call it a challenge, dude. If the like I get asked that all the time on like what a new trader needs to be successful. So you need to take the time horizon that you're telling yourself that you need to be successful, right? So sometimes people say, "Oh, I need to make money this, for rent this month," or "I need I'll give myself a year to learn this," or whatever. You need to take whatever your time horizon is in order for you to be successful at this, and then double it, and then double it again, and probably double it again. So, and that's just the nature of it. If you put pressure on yourself in some type of way that you need to be successful by a certain time, or you have friends and family that, or maybe like a girlfriend that you live with, and they're pressuring you to be successful within a certain time, it's not going to happen. You just need to trade well. Trade well, dude. Just come in, hit your setups, trade well. Don't worry about the money of it. Don't the challenge of 500 to 5K. Like, what do you get out of that? Like, what is the bragging rights of saying, "Oh, I made 500 to 5K"? No one gives a shit that you made 500 to 5K, dude. I promise you that. Nothing less of 8 figures is impressive. And I'm not saying it to hurt anyone's feelings or anything like that, but I mean, you're gonna toot your own horn or whatever about it, and it's not, it doesn't mean anything. Because then what's gonna happen is you get to 5,000, and then you're gonna size up on your contract pricing, thinking that you could trade Tesla or something else, and then you're gonna wind up losing all the money that you just made. It's not about the money that you made, dude. It's how much you keep over time. Cool. I hate to, like I said, I don't. You could say I'm an asshole and stuff, but I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm just being honest. Once I kicked out the whole time horizon thing, and honestly, to be 100% honest on honestly, one of the biggest things that, like, I look back on that I was really upset about, like in my time coming up as a trader, and I'm gonna switch the little screen over here so we could talk over here between us girls, all right? Um, is that when I was learning trading, guys, I was learning trading. I was trying to get rich because my son's mother broke up with me, or we split together, whatever. We called the relationship off, right? So my whole thing was that I wanted to be rich to throw it in her face, and that it was like she was missing out on me, and then also to be able to see my son because she wasn't letting me see my son, right? And I was really upset. I was going through the whole court process of um, the custody and things like that. My child support at the time was over $3,000. I had to pay $100 an hour to have chaperone visits, so someone would be with us when I would go see him. All that stuff, right? But the thing is the fact of the matter is if I would have had my son more, like let's say 50-50 custody or something like that, I wouldn't have been able to focus and hone in on trading 100% the way that I did. I wouldn't have been able to stay up. I wouldn't have been able to dedicate myself the way that I did, right? So it was actually a blessing in disguise for that part, that she had him. He was safe, with his mom, whatever. And then once I started making more money, went back to court, and then I got more time with him and things like that, right? But if I would have been stressed about oh, I got to go pick up Roman here, or I got to, wake him up from his nap and then go do this and stuff like that and be a dad and all that, I wouldn't have been as successful. And I know that's a crutch, not a crutch, but that's a reality, I should say, of some of your guys' life, right? You have families, you guys have girlfriends, you guys, have other things where outside things that are keeping you from being able to shorten your learning curve on this because you have to dedicate time to other things. That's 100%. And I look back now in hindsight, hindsight's always 2020. And if I didn't have that time where she had him more than I did, I wouldn't have been able to dedicate myself like this. Cool. We got pretty deep tonight, guys. Little pretty deep. So, um, but that's exactly what it is, man. And if you want to be successful at it, you'll find a way, right? So, like, if your girlfriend, I know that there's people in my room that have awesome, awesome significant others that support them and that are behind them 100%. Um, Dude, those type of significant others, I haven't found one yet. You know what I mean? So the last couple of relationships that I'm in, they want attention and they don't understand that my this comes before them, right? So um, yeah. Um, so yeah, having someone that's supportive and like I said, you'll find a way, right? I don't know. There's been people too where they're just like, these people are not conducive to me being successful in this endeavor or just of value in my life. And that was like a conversation I had to have with my mom at one point. Was that like, you're very negative, and every time you call me, it's about some type of negativity. So for the time being, if that's what you're going to call me about, I don't want to talk. So and that unless you have something positive or you could be more supportive of it, then I just don't want to talk. And it's not something bad or anything where I don't want to have a relationship. I just can't deal with the negativity right now in my life. And that's something that you got to do like a audit, right? So an audit on yourself, on your life of who provides value and who is supportive and who's going to help you accomplish these goals. Actually, so I'll give you guys a little bit of homework here before we log off. Alex Hormozy is a new guy, a new business guy on YouTube. I've been watching a lot of, and his wife Layla Hormozy. They built their business up to $100 million. They own a portfolio of companies, and I'll find the link and I'll post it on my Twitter. But they talk about in a relationship. So the relationship be based off a mission, moral values, right? And then and then similarities or like the things that you like about each other, things like that, and like obviously being attracted. So the first one is a mission, right? So like your mission in life and what you're trying to accomplish at that point in time, right? For me, I want to own $1 billion company. So that's what the B, $1 billion, right? Um, just because I think that is very hard, right? There are very small amount of people could say that they own $1 billion company or $1 billion valuation in some type of way, right? Um, so whatever else in your life that is not conducive to you getting to that mission, you need to throw that all out. And then if you're getting with a significant other that does not have the same mission as you, right? So the same mission that they share to get to that point, right? So for me, what happens in relationships is that I have this goal of what I'm trying to accomplish, and then these women want to have families, right? So it's more of like, hey, let's have kids, like, let's just lounge on the couch and let's do this, that, and whatever, right? That's they don't have the same mission, and what makes you happy and feel accomplished is not what makes them feel happy and feel accomplished. So that would never work, right? So then, if you guys share the same mission on what you guys want to achieve and what you're doing together, right? Then you need to have moral values on how you're going to get there, right? So, like, say for instance, like the $1 billion company, things like that. Okay, we're not gonna scam people. We're not gonna steal. We're not gonna. These are values that we do in ourselves. Then with that, then it goes into shared hobbies and shared interests and things like that. That was the word I was looking for earlier. Shared interests. right? So shared lifestyle is, I should say, right? So like if you were, I go to the gym, I want to say every day, but it's not every day, usually 6 days a week. But and you have someone else that is just eating pizza and not just kind of destroying themselves and bringing you down from your goals like that, the lifestyle part of it and shared interest is not going to work, right? So if you're both into fitness, great. Then you have that shared interest in the lifestyle that you guys are going to be able to work off of together. And if you have a separate lifestyle and a separate shared interest, because usually all it is due to like, oh, this person makes me feel freaking good, whenever I'm balls deep and then I bust all over, right? Like that's the only commonality that you like is that you get a dopamine response whenever your genitals are into each other, right? Think about it, dude. It's really that. Like that's pretty much how it was in my last relationship. Like all of the everything else, like she had really good family values, right? And I really liked that about her. But the mission that we had and the way to get there was totally off, and the shared things that we like to do, totally off as well. So that's my little rant today, guys. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. That's how you. So we're gonna subtitle this "Finding Significant Others for Trading Lifestyle as a Trader." So you need to have shared mission, shared values on how you're going to accomplish that mission, and then shared activities that you enjoy doing. Right. That's another thing is that I hate watching TV, bro. Like I don't enjoy sitting in front of TV. So um, every once in a while, every great once in a while, I'll sit down and watch a show. But it's just not something that really interests me too much. So I tend to get with these girls that just like to marathon stream fucking Netflix, bro, and I hate it. I hate it. And if they can't respect that you don't like to, do that, and that's how they want to spend time together, it's not good. Those are things that I've learned in me recovering from this last relationship and stuff, guys. And like, there was actually a girl. We have it room at least. I don't know what that means. We gave it room or have it room. Um, so there's actually a girl that I met here in Texas. So you guys know I've only been here for like 2 months now. I met a girl in Texas, and then I was texting her the other day, and I was like, she's like, well, do you want to get together? And I was like, well, I had some type of meeting or something in the morning. I think with one of the members, I was helping them load indicators or something in the morning or something. And I was like, well, I'm gonna go to the gym after this, and then I have a bunch of. It was actually a Sunday because I had to do member meeting and stock cast after that. And I was like, the only time I have to myself right today is that I get to go to the gym, and then I'm gonna do something else. I was like, if you want to tag along and you really want to spend time with me, I'm gonna be at the gym. Come with me. She said she was already in the car going to her gym, and so that she wasn't going to go. And I'm like, cool, like you must not want to spend time with me then. Go ahead and enjoy your workout. You would rather work out by yourself than waiting 10 minutes for me to go with you to the gym. Not my problem, right? So if you don't want to find a way to put effort into seeing me and get putting yourself in my schedule, then it's cool with me, dude. So exactly, right? So like, and actually the we had a meeting today, and the guy, it's called I don't even remember what it's called, SOP, so standards of production, I think it's called. I think it stands for standards of production. So and that's something like as the room, right? I should be concentrating on what make what the values are of the room and how we're going to accomplish those types of things. And it is right. So I want people that are hungry to be successful in the room, that don't want alerts, that want to learn, right? And so that's absolutely the same thing. Exactly. Cool. Anything else trading related actually on the charts, or anything you guys want me to go over? Any questions about CPI tomorrow or going into? We're going to trade live in the morning. So if you want to come hang out, we are trading live in the morning. starting at 8:30 Eastern. I will be there, and um, I'll be making a pre-market plan and watch list bright and early. Okay. Standard of process, is that what it is? There we go. Standard of process. Yeah, exactly. So I need to make that, and that's something that I'm holding myself accountable with as well with our chat room and stuff like that. Is that I first and foremost, I'm a trader. I'm not a businessman. I'm a trader. So I picked up the business part of it as a byproduct of trading, and I don't have any formal education in business. So with that being said, I have to learn these types of things, and um, the product and service that I'm delivering needs to be consistent, and it needs to be solve your guys' problem and give you value for what you're paying me to do. So, and I 100% transparency. There's been times where I have not been consistent. I have not done other things like that, and so I am dedicated to making sure that I am consistent. You are getting a viable product that is good for you, uh, conducive to you being successful. Life experiences in my video. That's what we do all day in the room, dude. Anytime we think about it, like if something comes up of it, I I think I've always been an open book. I've never shied away from like telling any type of stories and stuff like that. Always well, I see your Wickoff thing here, dude. I have to look more into it. But yeah, I see your Wickoff thing here that you posted. Um uh yeah, I'm always open like in my like I'll make fun of myself if I messed up and things like you know, Rich, I don't know if Rich is still in here. Like, I'm banned from American Airlines because I didn't want to wear a mask. Like it's stupid. That's a stupid thing I did, right? What else? Top Golf because my friends were trying to stick up for me and stuff like that. So, um, I have some wild stuff, dude. Wild, wild stuff. Cool, guys. Gonna go ahead and log off here. Go get to the gym before it gets too much later. Unless you have any type of any other actual questions. I know, dude. I remember, bro. I remember you, MP. I remember you. I try to make dude. I just get myself into some crazy situations and stories though. Supply and demand zone. What do you mean supply and demand zone? Okay, we could talk. So on Thursday, on the master class on Thursday, we'll talk about supply and demand. Okay, cool. Exactly. We will do. Well, that's kind of like what we did. We were talking about earlier today. That's part of it. So, but we'll do just from a technical aspect of what support and resistance and stuff like that. All right. But you guys take it easy. Like I said, if you guys want to sign up for the room, it's $84. Best value in all any trading group. I absolutely wholeheartedly believe. If you, I'm at the point where I think I'm thinking about this. I don't think any other room gives a money back guarantee on their stuff, right? Like that you didn't get anything out of it. I'm gonna have to find a way to like, because I know that there's some scammers where they're like, oh, I signed up and whatever, like, give me my money back, whatever, and they take my indicators and stuff. So once I find a way to fix that, I will probably wind up giving some type of money back guarantee because you will learn at least something from me. All right. So we'll see you tomorrow for live trading tomorrow morning on here on YouTube. All right. On Thursday for masterclass. We are off on Friday and Saturday, and then we'll be back on Sunday for Stockcast, getting ready for the week, making a watch list, and looking at technicals for the week and stuff too. Where's Rob and Jalapeno? Rob, I don't. I talked to Rob actually earlier on the phone. I don't know where he is. He was making teeth. So I don't know if you guys knew that what he was doing or what he does, but he uses a CAD thing to make teeth with like partials and implants and stuff. It's pretty cool. He owns the lab. So, uh, who else did you say? Jalapeno. I don't know, dude. He's a family guy. I know he's probably at home. So, but you guys take it easy. Gonna head to the gym. We'll see you bright and early, all right?